we know the world is changing, right? We know that COVID changed a lot, and Carvana came in and they're selling cars digitally, and Cox Automotive, all the vendors and all the manufacturers are out there screaming, what? You gotta sell cars online. People want to buy cars online. Is that true? If so, what do we do? I'm David Lowe, the automotive sales coach, and welcome to the virtual showroom. In this module, we're going to help you understand today's internet-driven marketplace so that you can take and convert a higher percentage of your leads, your emails, your chats, your texts, and your phone calls into excited, loyal, lifetime customers. Now, why are we after this? I'll tell you why we're after this. Because we know the world is changing, right? We know that COVID changed a lot, and Carvana came in and they're selling cars digitally, and Cox Automotive, all the vendors and all the manufacturers are out there screaming, what? You gotta sell cars online. People want to buy cars online. Is that true? If so, what do we do? How do we succeed in today's internet-driven marketplace? And that's what this module is about. We're going to give you the proven thinking and the proven tools that are going to help you understand today's internet marketplace and today's internet customer, right? And we're going to give you simple strategies, tools, and processes you can use to convert a higher percentage of these leads into sales. You can use to make more money. Now, like all of our training, we're doing it in a way so that you can become so effective, you're a benefit to others. Isn't that the point? We know when we pursue our best self and take personal responsibility for our attitude, for our knowledge, for our skills, for our actions, and ultimately our results, we unleash our full God-given potential, right? And we live with that joy, peace, and satisfaction that comes from purpose. That's what we're here for. So let's start with this. Let's start with what dealers were saying. In fact, one dealer said this exactly to me. Hey, David, the sales process is dead. Everything's changed. The internet has changed everything, right? So I said to him, oh, are all your customers buying their cars online now? He goes, oh, no. And I said, so do most of them push the buy now button? And he said, no, only about a handful, less than this percent are buying online. So most customers are still coming in, all right? Then I said to him, are most of your customers satisfied with your online internet price? He said, no, they're still shopping around. They're still working to some price. So I said, how about your online trade appraisals? I sure you have online valuations? He said, sure. And I said, are they happy with that? No, they're still shopping that, and they're still working us on their trade value, right? Are most of your buyers realistic about payments? Actually, after all, you've got payment calculators. No, they all want to pay less than it takes what they want to buy, right? That's never going to change. And then are you selling 100% of your inventories for stock? Meaning that if it's online, you sell it. If it's not online, you don't sell it, right? Now we're still locating cars. Otherwise, we'd be losing deals. All right. Once I asked him those questions, he looked at me and I said, right? What really has changed? Well, let me tell you this. Undisputable fact number one, this is very important that we all come together on this, and that is that today's car buyer starts their shopping online. As a matter of fact, I think most, if not all, start their shopping online. But we can't forget undisputable fact number two, that although they start their shopping online, today's internet buyer still interacts with you, the sales consultant, and or the car before completing the purchase. So the question is, why then? Everybody's saying people want to buy cars like they do their shoes from Amazon online. Why aren't they doing it? Let me tell you something. It's simple. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The more things change describes technology and techniques constantly changing, constantly evolving. The more things stay the same describes principles. Principles will never change. Principles are natural laws that govern mankind. So the principles that drive buying and selling will never change. Let me give you a quick review of the principle training that we've done in the excellence roadmap, right? And that is a principle is a natural law, right? And so we have lift, airplane lift. That's a natural law. And all planes are governed by it. Prop planes are governed by lift, and so are the supersonic, those big jets. They're governed by the principle of lift. Of course, they use new technology, but it's the same principle. Same with advertising. You got to let people, hey, I'm in business. That's what advertising is about. P.T. Barnum said you got to get them in the tent, and that's still true today. Now, we used to use newspapers. That was the technique and technology of the time. Today, we advertise via what? The internet. That's the technology and techniques of this time, right? Of today. Communication, right? Very important. All relationships die without communication. We got to stay in communication. We used to use the home phone. That was the old technique, old technology. The new technology, new technique, cell phones. How about this one? Pricing. There will always be a price for goods sold. 5,000 years ago, I can imagine it'd be like, that'll be 2 rocks, please. There's always a medium of exchange, right? Now, the old technique was what? MSRP, manufacturer sucker retail price, right? Manufacturer suggested retail price, and all the wiggle room between, or we would mark our used cars up 4 or 5 grand just to come down or offer a minimum trade. Today, the new technology and new techniques are total vehicle price. Most manufacturers do not even say MSRP anymore. They say total vehicle price or total price, and all manufacturers have reduced their markup from the sticker price to what? Our invoice price, right? That's the new pricing model. And of course, on used cars, we no longer mark them up $5,000 with a minimum trade. We price them competitively low online to drive traffic. True? Okay, now let's take a look at some principles that drive your buyer. Buyers still, this is a principle that will never change. They have to answer 4 questions before they buy anything. Here's the 4 questions. You know them. They have to say to themselves, what should I buy? And it doesn't matter what you're buying, whether it be a big screen TV or a car or a mountain bike, it doesn't matter. What should I buy? What's the right model, or what's the right options for me? When should I buy it? What's the right time to buy it? Where should I go to buy it? Who has it and who will take the best care of me? And ultimately, what's a good deal look like? In other words, how much should I pay? Can I tell you something? Right now, the internet buyer is spending that 16 to 20 hours online researching and searching for these cars because there's over 250 models available today. When I started selling cars, there was about 50. So there's a lot of choices, and buyers are spending a lot of time online trying to narrow down those choices. That's the first principle. Let me tell you the other principle, that buyers still have the same 3 fears they have always had when buying anything. I have that fear even when I'm on Amazon buying something inexpensive. I don't want to buy the wrong product. What about you? Buying the wrong car could be a huge mistake. And with so many models to choose from and so many option packages, it's really hard to make sure you're getting the right one, right? We also fear paying too much or being taken advantage of. And listen, yesterday's deceptive newspaper advertising is today's deceptive internet advertising, right? So you got to be careful. I'm not sure that the internet has really removed those fears. And third, of course, is being pressured or hassled. And by the way, the internet's created a whole new fear here. I mean, if I push the buy now button, what if I don't get what I expect? Who do I call if I have a problem? The 3 buyers' fears are real, and they're today. This principle will never change. By the way, we're going to teach you how to overcome these fears so you can sell more cars and make more money and create that excited, loyal, lifetime customer that never wants to go anywhere else but to see you for their cars and their service, right? Okay, that leads us to undisputable fact number 3. You, today's sales team, you, today's sales consultant, you, today's sales managers, you need to be able to deliver excellence, not just physically, but also virtually. Virtually via chat and email and text, and physically face-to-face in the store, right? You have to do it on the phone and on email in order to get to see them face-to-face. You must deliver excellence if you want to maximize your results in this internet-driven marketplace. Agreed? All right, let's take a look at some numbers here. We'll do a quick set of math. We used to talk, closing rate, right? I had 50 ups and I sold 10 cars. That's a 20% closing rate. And we did that using the face-to-face up count, right? You want to track how many people you talk face-to-face, how many people you close, how many people you write up, how many people you test drive. It's good to know your metrics so you can find your areas of opportunity for improvement, isn't it? Keep doing that. But let me give you a bigger stat. This is today's most valuable metric, your conversion rate. How many of your total leads bought a car from you? So you take and you add up your internet, your phone leads, personal leads, and your in-store guests to get your total leads divided by total delivered, and that gives you a conversion rate. So if you add up all your leads, your face-to-face, 40 or 50, your internet leads, your phone calls, add them all up. If you come up to 100 and you close 15%, what is that? 15 deals, right? Now, with the training we're going to give you, you will improve your conversion rate. And if you can improve it 5%, which I think is a no-brainer, if you do what we're going to tell you to do, if you use the tools and the processes we give you in this module, you will increase your closing percent and your conversion rate. And if your conversion rate goes up just 5%, you now sold 20 cars. And listen, what is that? 5 cars times, I don't know, $500 a car. How much is that? $2,500? And if you annualize that out, what is it? $30,000 a year raise you just gave yourself. How many people, teachers, lawyers, anybody, airline pilots, right? If you go to the Chamber of Commerce and look at average income, you will find out that we have more control of our income than anyone. The better we are and the more we do, the more we make. Isn't that true? And increasing our conversion rate is the best way to give ourselves a raise. And that's why this module is created. We're going to help you convert a higher percentage of your virtual leads, that's your email, that's your chat, that's your phone leads, into face-to-face opportunities and into excited, loyal lifetime customers, right? Now, for every 1% you increase your rate, of course, that's one deal. That's still $500, which is still $6,000 this year, right? So you can talk about $30,000 if you do what we tell you to do, and just getting 1% better makes you a lot of money, right? You guys with me? I'm telling you, there's so much opportunity around you. So let's go through this virtual showroom together and let's learn how to maximize our results in today's internet-driven marketplace.